In our last month analysis, I told you very well that if Kalonzo behaves well in this politics, he's going to make it 2027. And I was not mad by saying that. But actually, I was annoyed when Kalonzo Musyoka appointed Farah Maalim as his new deputy presidential candidate or running mate, 2027. And I told you, if you can still recall, that Kalonzo Musyoka is now demeaning himself in politics. And 2027 is the only best option for Kalonzo Musyoka to beat President Ruto. I know why I am saying that. Today, I am very much thrilled on how Mount Kenyan people are now changing their political movement. And as I am speaking, is that President Ruto is under siege, as Gema community have officially endorsed Kalonzo Musyoka as the presidential candidate for 2027. And that is what we want to discuss today on our political analysis. But before I carry on, ladies and gentlemen, may I take this golden chance to thank you and appreciate you so much for your always great support in this channel. Because if it was not your support, this channel could have not reached where it is as of now. To the new subscribers, feel at home and may God bless you. As you are the same boat with the members, please consider to give this video a thumb of like. When you like this video, it will reach several people in the YouTube platform. Let's proceed. Is President Ruto under siege as Gema backs Kalonzo Musyoka's presidential bid? In a political development ahead of the next general election, leaders from Ukambani's counties, Machakos, Kitui, and Makueni, met with the representatives from the Gikuyu, Embu, and Meru Association, that is Gema, signifying a strategic shift towards regional unity. The high-profile meeting took place at Nairobi's Methodist Resort, where delegates from both sides emphasized the need of strengthening alliance and unified support for former Vice President Kalonzo Musyoka's presidential ambition. Kitui's delegations, led by the former minister and ex-speaker George Ndoto, voiced a strong support for Musyoka's candidacy and highlighted the importance of a united front. Notable figures, including Professor Mulufi, former Machakos CECM Yumbia, and Kombel Munyambu from Kitui Professional Group, also attended, symbolizing the unity that Ukambani leaders hope to achieve with Gema counties. On the key takeaway from the meeting was the expansion of the Gema alliance to include the Kamba community under a refined A position, Ukambani, as a key partner in the group. This remained Gema alliance signifies a broader coalition of communities with shared socio-economic and political goals, aiming to secure a prosperous and united future for the region. This development comes on the heels of recent statements from a notable Mount Kenya leaders. From Kiambu, Governor Ferdinand Waititu recently asserted that the Mount Kenya community is without a presidential candidate and will fully support Musyoka's bid. Underline, Mount Kenya community is without presidential candidate and will fully support Musyoka's bid. Then lastly, additionally, Jeremiah Kioni's proposal to rebrand Ukambani as Mount Kenya South reflects a growing sentiment of inclusion, aligning the two regions as a complementary forces in Kenya's political landscape. As both Gema and Ukambani leaders converge in support of Musyoka, this meeting underscores a renewed commitment to a shared political vision, potentially reshaping alliance in the race for Kenya's next presidency. That is what is now happening. Ladies and gentlemen, it's very clear that Kalonzo Musyoka, by the way, Kenyans always say one thing here, that Kalonzo Musyoka can make it. The problem with him is that he's a little bit weak. He don't have that skill. I don't know if he lack or because when someone like Kalonzo Musyoka have become the vice president, so I couldn't expect him to lack tactics on how he can make it at the victory until he be declared as the presidency, as the president at the IBC. Ruto will only defeat any presidential candidate if he rigged this election for 2027. And I'm saying this and repeating that Ruto will only defeat any presidential candidate if he rigged this election. If you have some people like Chebukati who don't obey the constitution and being used during election period. Do you know the reason why I am saying this? It's because the truth of the matter is that the ground is very, very hostile to President Ruto's side. That is why I keep on repeating here that Kalonzo Musyoka is the best and the best candidate for 2027. And this 2027 might favor Kalonzo Musyoka. For a long time, he had been waiting for his victory. Because this is not the first time Kalonzo Musyoka is vying for presidency. We saw even other people like Babu Win endorsing him. And I gave Kalonzo Musyoka a strategic on how he can make it at the ballot and defeat William Ruto. I told him very well that in any case it happens. In any case it happens. Politics is all number of calculation. The problem with our leaders is that they always think wamejua zaidi kutuliko. Whatever we see might favor them. It's happened this way. If Kalonzo Musyoka had that chance to pick a candidate from Central, then he might get it. If he had another person, the third person from Nyanza, the game which Ruto is going to use, that is the same game Kalonzo Musyoka should use. Tit for tat is a fair game. That is what I told him. But problem with him, he rushed and picked someone from nowhere. Not that I'm disobeying Farah Malim, no. But how the guy spoken the other day is not even reflecting his leadership quality. Now, I want to be brief on the Gema community now have endorsed Kalonzo Musyoka. Do you know why the Gema have endorsed Kalonzo Musyoka? Number one, it's because they have no one now to trust. But people like Jeremiah Kioni, Martha Karua, and this man, former Mungiki boss, but apology on that, on using that name, Maina Njenga. They are the people who are now who can now bring Mount Kenya into large crowd, and on that it means that Mount Kenya community still rallying behind these people. And on additional to that, Jeremiah Kioni is a close associate friend to Uhuru Kenyatta. So when they saw Rigathi Gachagua was impeached under William Ruto's administration, that made them to change their political route. And now the best option is to just to hang on Kalonzo Musyoka to rescue them, as they are still finding their kingpin. Because right now Uhuru is the kingpin, but Uhuru never come out and say he have rejected that kingpin, because he is somehow inactive in politics. So the earlier the better. They had waited for Uhuru Kenyatta to endorse the kingpin, and they are not seeing his effort. That is why Gema are now rallying behind Kalonzo Musyoka as a sign to tell other Mount Kenya community, please come this side and leave alone President William Ruto. Today in the morning, the video which I have just made in our YouTube channel, Rigathi Gachagua is exposing William Ruto by saying that Mount Kenya, they only forgive, but they don't forget. Now, what if it happens Rigathi Gachagua bought the same boat with Kalonzo Musyoka? It's very nice and very clear that if these people work very well and very smart, then they are going to take William Ruto home. The problem with them, again, is that they are cowards and they don't know how to finish the race. They can start very well, but finishing is the problem. You see, William Ruto is even meeting the Hindus community. Those are votes. He's campaigning indirectly. I think this is the best time, after Kalonzo realized that Gema community have now endorsed him. He's supposed to thoroughly rally in Mount Kenya. Then in Nyanza, he might be favored, because Nyanza people still owe him. It is his right to ask for votes, because Raila Odinga, he had supported Raila Odinga for several years. So the best thing is that Raila Odinga to support him this time around. It will be very wicked if Raila Odinga still being seen at the ballot for 2027. And that is it. Ladies and gentlemen, what are your conclusions as I rest my case at this point? Bye bye, and let's meet on another political discussion.